back. We are here. I know. I know. Okay. It's not. Turbo, what do you do? I know. I'm gonna answer all your questions. Why is it Friday? Where was the podcast Wednesday? I'm gonna explain. What's up? How we all doing? I want to make sure everything's good. Recording there. How you doing, you sexy bastards? What's up? I mean, I have a lot to say. A lot's been going on. I want to know what's going on with you. Great. I mean, as long as you're happy, I'm happy. Today, you sexy bastards, I gotta explain some shit. So, it's really crazy how we went from a podcast 2 weeks ago that kind of expressed the lowest part of this year so far for me, and exactly what was going on, the craziness that I was dealing with for the past month now. And now, it's so funny how this is kind of gonna be a complete opposite, a complete switch in, like, you know, I guess personality or like energy or just the mood, the way I feel, a huge mood switch from that last podcast. Because I mean, one of the things I mentioned that last podcast was the fact that, you know, things weren't going smooth in my household right now, just in general family problems and issues. You go back to watch that podcast to understand everything. And now, and if you go back to that podcast also, you'll see that one of the big things I knew I had to do, like one of the things on my to-do list, just to make myself feel better as a person, productive, help the family out a lot more, is one, getting a simple job, okay? Getting a fucking job. And I made the joke saying how all the applications and all the fucking places, you know, simple, you know, just, you know, side job, part-time job places that I applied for, it's like, nope, fuck you, but we're gonna hire some guy with, you know, no limbs, and it's okay. He's gonna do the job, no problem. God bless the handy capable, but what the fuck are we doing? So, after that podcast, a couple of days went by, I think a week went by, a week and a couple of days went by, and my good friend Peter hit me up, and let's just say, your boy's working now. Your boy got a job. Now, I know I'm not fucking Chris Rock level skyrocketing into the atmosphere. I know I'm not gonna have people lining up outside the establishment, you know, waiting for... It's not gonna happen. But I just don't want to say the place I'm working at, because even though the small following I have for myself, the small fan base I have for myself, it has happened where if I was in Staten Island or I was in anywhere in Brooklyn or a Mets game, how many DMs I would get afterwards saying, it's so crazy. On my story, I would put where I was at, and then, oh shit, I was just there. Oh, I just missed you. Oh, I was gonna see. So, you know, I'm just gonna be safe, okay? However, I hope some of the people that I work with watch this, because maybe they get to know that I am who I am at work and just what I do here as a comic. I'm the same personality-wise, okay? I want to get into this more. This is the main portion of this podcast, is the fact that your boy got a fucking job. Okay, your boy Turbo got a fucking job. And this podcast, like I said, people, you know, a lot of people who thought they may know me is going to learn the real me in this podcast. You know, the people that may think, oh, Turbo doesn't have those problems going on in life, they'll realize that I'm just like every one of you, and I deal with problems the same way everyone fucking does. And that's why I like to say, and that's what kind of fucks with my head up too a little bit, is because sometimes when I go to those like events in California and Vegas where I'm hosting a gaming event or whatever, and I'm just being a comic, being me, and, you know, a couple of sexy bastards, a couple of you guys, you know, come up to me for autographs or just a picture, that gets in my head like, wow, holy shit, maybe I am doing something right here. Then I come back home to reality, and I'm just a simple fucking nobody. I'm just Turbo and walking down the street, and that's pretty much it. So, I want to talk about it. So, yeah, I haven't really had like a real, you know, industrialized, like establishment, real 9-to-5 job, or like a part-time job, sort of say. Like, I never had a part-time job where you had to clock in and clock out. The only work I've done, like hands-on work, which, like I explained in that last podcast, the 2 weeks ago, I said that, most of the people in my, environment and where I live and, the upbringing that we all have and had, you're going to be a construction worker, you're going to be in the union, you're going to be, just building fucking skyscrapers, high rises in the city, you're going to be a carpenter, and that's it. You're going to die fucking, rusty hands, blisters on your toenails, and that's it. So the first job I had a couple years ago in the summer was working for my dad with his construction work, just, typical labor bullshit, carrying bags of bricks, bags of wood, and I gotta be honest with you, I made more than I did doing that labor shit in the first couple of days working on this job than I did doing that fucking construction shit. So my father, Dad,
what's wrong with you people?
Hey, the splinters, the hernias, and I got fucking, I got scratch. So that's what happened, and so now this is the real kind of job where I had to clock in, clock out, and kind of do what I do. I'll say what I do, but I'm not gonna tell the establishment. I am a host at a restaurant, so pretty much the guy you see when you walk in. That's why I think it's perfect, because I love, listen, I'm a comic. I gotta interact with people. I'm a people's person. I gotta get it. I gotta, little humor, make them laugh a little bit, sit them down at their table, give them the menus, taking reservations, answering the phone calls. So that's what I pretty much do. I'm the host of the restaurant, and I am learning a lot about people working at this job, and I always knew, the restaurant business, the hospitality industry, you are going to learn a lot about people's attitudes. When you meet a nice person, you really met a nice person. When you met a miserable, nasty, disgusting fuck that I can't believe you call yourself a human the way you treat people, you learn those people exist too in this crazy world. So, now I will say this, I thought I would be having, I knock on fucking wood, I thought I'd be having a more hard of a time than I thought I did. Because I didn't have a hard time at all. I, of course, made a couple mistakes here and there my first week. So, I don't know. Here's a couple things I wrote down, okay? So, I'll start with the dirty attitudes thing. So, when you work, and a lot of people who work as well in this industry, at a restaurant, as a waiter, as a bus boy, anywhere in this restaurant, a hotel, hospitality business, you will know, okay? You will know that just the way you get looked at, or just the way, okay, you want your check, no problem. Here's one problem I had. Of course, the tables in the restaurant, not a big place, so I'm lucky. The tables in the restaurant have numbers 19, 9, 5, whatever. And of course, they go in order and whatever, but, I'm not used to the layout, so I'm still getting confused. And when you throw out to me randomly, hey, take care of number 9's check roll or whatever, I gotta be like, okay, I gotta, what's 9? Because it's a little fucking difficult for me, okay? So, I just spilled a ton of water on my fucking knee. There we go. Moist tanked for the fucking Thursday morning. Beautiful. Ooh, and it got on my balls.
You love my nuts.
So, I wanted to make an effort in this job too. I knew I was gonna deal with the bad attitudes, and not all bad attitudes, just a couple of bad apples in the bunch. So I had a check that I had to give back. I had to give back credit card, whatever. I rang it up and I had to go back to the table. But I was handed it by one of the waiters that had to do something else. So I didn't know, I didn't sit table 16. I didn't know that was table 16 when I was sitting, because I'm still fucking doozy bots in the head. I'm fucking, I'm half TikToked, okay? I'm fucked up here. So I go, and now I know I have a familiar fucking area where I know 16 is, because I'm doing the numbers, but I'm like, but wait, we pulled tables together, so is that still, I'm confused. I ask questions, but in the restaurant business, and it's all go, rapido, you gotta go, so you can't think of it like that. So now, I'm just like, I go up to the table like this. I'm like, okay. And then you get the, oh, no, we didn't. And I'm like, okay, no problem, so sorry. Then we go to one other table where they're familiar faces. They're regulars. So I'm like, okay. And they go, no, we didn't ask for the check yet. So I'm like, oh, okay, my mistake. I apologize. So now I know, because the lady was standing up waiting for her, fucking bill, that I couldn't find out where she was. So now I finally see her, but now she's like this. Like, give it to me. Like, lady, I wasn't running out with your fucking MasterCard fucking Statue of Liberty with the chip on it. I wasn't gonna run out with the plastic. Alright? Take it easy there, Betsy Ross. Who's Betsy Ross? She made the American flag. So, that's just the name I knew in my head, and I had it. I think did she make the American flag? Or did she write the Star Spangled Banner? Comment below. So, I had to deal with that. So afterwards, I just bite my tongue, whatever. And then when they walk out, have a nice day, whatever. And you realize that, to them, it was nothing. To them, they just like, okay, this kid, lost God. But to me, I'm still thinking about it. I was in the shower, like, what was that attitude? What was that look for? Okay, I'm sorry. I misplayed. I didn't know where I was. Okay, I'm sorry. It was my second day. Calm the fuck down. That's me in the shower while I'm scrubbing. I'm the follicles. So I'm thinking like that. But now this is really good because as a comic and stuff like that on stage, there's a thing called hecklers. I'm not sure if you're one of them. Hecklers. So you gotta deal with people, and this job is definitely gonna give me the stronger skin, the thicker skin to deal with those fucking people. Maybe I'll get a couple more one-liners here and there. And there's already been a lot of people that already, like, they're regulars at the establishment of the restaurant. And they're like, oh, you new here? What's your name? Blah, blah. And they're nice to me, and I'm gathering relationships. There was already a regular that, he knew his table. He sat down before being seated. He got the menu himself. He already knew what he wanted. Boom, bang, boom. And I asked around, is he a regular? So I could, me. I can't just stand there and not mingle a little bit. I'll let him eat. I'm not going to bother him, but I got to mingle. I got to have people have a nice experience. So as he was done or whatever, he was just drinking his coffee at the time. I was like, so you a baseball fan? You a sports fan? You watching baseball? He goes, yep, Yankee fan. So now I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said nothing. Now we started on the wrong foot. I'm a Mets fan. And, we chuckled a little bit. So even that interaction, all the bad attitudes I get, all the typical nonsense, this is the comedy. That's the comedy career, okay? Fucking rejection, heckled, booed, heckled, you're bombing on stage. It's all fucking rejection and stabbing. So, Marianne's attitude, because maybe I dropped a fork on the floor or I misplaced where the bill was going. I'm so sorry. That's not going to get to me, though. It won't. Because all that shit happened, how is that going to affect me? It don't. So this is why I'm very happy that I'm working in this type of position, especially as a host, where it's not as crazy as a waiter. It is crazy, especially when it gets busy towards, like, the nighttime, but I have to, take the checks here and there if they need help cashing out, bring it to the table, keeping the, cleaning the tables if we're backed up, making sure, if the reservations are coming. That's one of my biggest nerves, is that, listen, I have a fucking reservation of 8 coming, and then I have a bunch of people waiting over there. Listen, guy, you're getting kicked the fuck out. See you later. Take your flapjacks and go outside. Listen, that's just the way I am, but you can't do that. I'll get sued. So, I'm having fun with this so far, and I have to take advantage of this time because I am new. So if I make a mistake, whatever, I'm new for a sec. Okay, listen to me. Of course, I made mistakes, and mistakes can be fixed, whatever, it's not the end of the world. However, you don't want to make mistakes. You want to look good, So there was one point where I had to do 2 cards. They wanted to do separate cards, half and half on 2 cards. I only was trained on the single plastic. Now when you bring out 2 fucking MasterCards, Visas, you got the American Express with the guy on it, the Gladiator. Who's Amex's fucking logo? Caesar? So you go and the machine, they're fucking crazy, all the people there, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, holy shit. It got a little hot, got a little sweaty. The pit stains were on Turbo's fucking shirt. It was there. And I never expected myself on my comedy podcast to be explaining what I'd be doing on my part-time job and just explaining it. But I mean, listen, I don't give a fuck. What are you gonna do? It's my life, and this is what this podcast I want to be in my life. I want it to be chapters. I want to look back at these podcasts and go, this is when I got my first fucking part-time job that boosted me, hopefully, further in my comedy career, because it gave me more money in my pocket. Didn't have to rely on my parents a lot more. That if you watched the last podcast, I'm going through it on its own. So this is definitely a step in the right direction. I'm learning a lot of lessons that I feel like I need to learn. Maybe I needed to learn in the past. But listen, so far so good. You can't ask for more. Knock on wood. People are very nice. Every boss, manager, whoever came up to me who works there, very, very nice. No problems whatsoever. All respectful. They actually care about you, you know. So that is one thing I have to say. And I mentioned this before. The regulars, okay. Second day, first day, whatever. Listen, I'm not going to know who you are. And they're not going to know who I am either. So maybe that's why I got some of the questions I got asked, because there was one guy that came in the first day, and big guy, fucking, Goomba Johnny, Gujin, how you do? Fucking walked in, right? Looked like he had problem breathing, just the way his arms were, he was that big. And he's like, no, one table. And he started walking. And I'm like, up, okay. No problem. So now me, I'm like, oh, happy feet. One second. And he knew a little giggle. I gotta get the giggle. And even if I don't get the giggle and they don't laugh, it's for me. It's for me to keep myself sane. I gotta giggle. I gotta make a little one-liner. And listen, it's just for me. It's for me to giggle. And I sat him down, and he was like, they know what I want. And I'm like, okay, no problem. You're waiting to be right with you. And okay. And I just walked away, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, who? He has to be he's the president. Is he the president? Is he elected for something? Is he an official? What's happening? So then there was another guy that came in with a big party of 7. I think it was written down, and I see that there's no tables whatsoever for a table of 8 or whatever. So I'm like, there are a lot of tables outside if you want to eat, if your party wants to eat outside. And they go, no. I'm like, okay, well, maybe like 15, 20 minutes right now in order for us to clear the tables and maybe push some together. And he was like, all right. He's like, you new here? And I'm like, yep, second day, new here, how you doing? He goes, you know who I am? And that line. That line.
What's wrong with you people?
Do you know who I... No. And I started looking at the guy, because if he is an actor, comedian, he can help me. Sir, I want you to know who I am. Get me out of this establishment. Let's do some work. Let's do comedy on the road. Help me. He didn't look familiar. He didn't look like he was on a GQ magazine. He didn't look like he was like, a big guy. So I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I don't know who you are. I'm like, but my name is Matthew. I'm like, my name is Matthew. I'm new here. He goes, Matthew, and whatever his name was. Don't want to give it out just in case he's connected. So, hello. So I sit him down his table. He said, I'll wait for my party outside. Down the line, I sit his table. And that's just it. But the regulars... if I'm a regular at a restaurant, I would try to act maybe more respectful. Like, because if they pick up your checks or whatever, which most of the time they do, if they pick up your check or whatever, you shouldn't be like, just like, yeah, it's my fucking place. Yeah, it's my family's joint. Listen to me. Hello. Those are the type of men you're dealing with. So... I mean, whatever complex I gotta get out with the little lean on the chair, but with the little lean, what are you gonna do? I mean, I respect it because if he has money, I could use some. And last thing I put on here is keeping my personality. I already hear my father's voice in my head like, fucking stop, you gotta work, you gotta make him happy, do your fucking job, okay? But, I don't want to be, as miserable as some of the guys that work with my dad that do what he does. I mean, I don't want to be a fucking miserable prick after leaving work feeling a couple of old hags defeated me as a person because they told me what I wasn't doing right or whatever, which never happened. I'm just saying, God forbid, whatever. Like, oh, that lady who gave me the dirty look with the check. Like, I'm not going to go home, even though my OCD mind, it's going to keep going. I'm not going to go to work today because after I got to record this, I'm going to work. I'm not going to go to work today and just be like, Yesterday was a bad day. It's no. You gotta. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my personality. How you doing? A little kid was running around the floor. I was like, we got a doggy here. Hello, we got a doggy. No one knows me. All the workers are new to me. All the new guys that probably came to work are probably so quiet. They're probably so nervous. They're probably so... No. I am who I am. Okay? And I feel like, a lot of people... I like that. I mean, I can name a couple people yesterday that when I was working, they enjoyed, just my, my little commentary, just making sure they're okay, if they got everything on the table good. And that's just it. And the rest of the day, honestly, I'm just standing by the door, waiting for people to come in, answering the phone. Okay, like that's really it. Helping out and that, and it's not that much of a long day as well. It's the dinner shift I'm mostly getting. So, first week, okay, so far so good. No complaints. The only complaint, which actually it's not that big of a complaint because today I actually have time to watch them. But the New York Mets.
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets.
All right, so the New York Mets are doing something that a lot of times they don't do. Makes me happy. The Mets are winning. Injuries are coming and going, but that's the fucking Mets. If you listen to me, if I joined the Mets right now, I would get diagnosed with HIV once I step on the fucking dirt. The curse they have with getting players that are exponentially amazing. Did I say that word right? Probably not. And then once they put the Mets uniform on, their fucking arm falls off, their neck can't come straight. No, like, hey, but the one thing is the fact that I'll be, I don't have a lot more time to go to Met games. I won't be going to as much Met games as I wanted to. But real life, baby. Real life, baby!
$33,000.
That was the wrong fucking button. That was still from the rabbit one. I was expecting a sad, fucking... Wrong fucking button. Wrong button, Turbo. That was the right one, Things are going smooth. Where was I at before that shit? Oh, yeah. But that's it. The Met games, of course, I'll be missing some Met games, even though towards the end of the day, when there's no customers there, put the Met game on the TV. When I'm about to leave, watch them a little bit. And, unless I'm fucking, unless I'm sports betting on the Mets, I would really, I don't have to watch the full game all the time. Okay, it's baseball. It's fucking long as it is. But yeah, I'll still be going to a ton of Met games. Don't fucking, hey, hello. I'm fucking Mr. Met practically. I'm going to be going to the Mets. I'm going to be seeing them. I'm still going to go to the Subway Series. I'm still going to go and record those podcasts at Citi Field, Yankee Stadium. Whenever we have to do them, I'm fucking doing them. And yeah. Basically that. That's what's going on in my fucking week. That's been my fucking days. And it's crazy how that 2 weeks ago I was talking about how I need a job. I just got to get out there and do something. And then 2 weeks later, here I am. It is crazy how time can, I said today when I'm recording this, I tweeted out, hey guys, so sorry. No podcast yesterday or whatever. I was doing a couple of things, which is, working, getting a job that, of course, push back the podcast a little bit, and hopefully this is something that will kick my luck in another direction. And because listen, people, I don't care how I was putting on applications. I'll take below minimum wage, okay? At this practical point in my life, being practical and being realistic, it's just having enough money in my pocket that I can pursue my comedy and my stand-up and just whatever, do what I have to do and not have to rely on anybody. Not have to, rely on people for whatever handouts and shit like that. It's just being more independent and being your own person. I definitely think is what's happening right now. So, like I said, people, this is not going to affect what's coming out on the channel and the podcast because, like I said, it's not a full-time fucking 9 to 5. It's part-time, and I have a life. So, it is going to be full force fucking summer content on this channel. I definitely, of course, planning and scheduling, of course, will have to be more, concrete, but that's on me. That's going to be my shit to worry about. You just have to understand that when you're sitting down with your hands in your crotch and it's sweating and the air conditioning on all day, you're fucking freezing, then you shut it off, then you turn it on again because you're hot, then you put it on again, that type of situation in the summer, just know while you're going through that, you'll be able to go on your fucking smart TV if you're rich, but if you go on YouTube, okay, you'll be on Turbo Comedy, okay, and you'll see some content that will give you an orgasm. Just call toll free to get the orgasm. That's all you have to do. But I mean, yeah, I'm happy. You know, of course, it's not a life changer. Like, of course, all problems aren't fixed. I'm like, you know, I'm not fucking Dorothy skipping down the yellow brick road. However, I feel like maybe it's the start. Maybe it's the start of, you know, greasing the gears a little bit and getting out of the slump, the depression that I was in. And maybe start working on the second comedy album a lot more to get it out there, hopefully before the year ends. Yeah, people, I love you. I love you, sexy bastards. If you're in the Brooklyn area and you have a feeling, you know, where I work, hey, give me a fucking visit. I don't give a fuck, just pay. Money. You sexy bastards, I love ya. Peace and love. Make sure you keep your nose clean, your ass clean. Use the wipes if you got. And that's it. Get a bidet. I like bidets. I need to get a bidet.